referee this afternoon is John McMullen. And Scott Morrell gets the game underway with a potential difficult kick. And Jack Ashworth only got his foot to it, put it out into touch. And Halifax get an immediate advantage from the scrum, ball back from the kick-off rather. And the first chance to attack this Eagles line. Morrell brings Barber back on the inside. Barber meeting 3 defenders but managing to force his way to the 20-metre line. Matt James, the last man up from the tackle. Brandon Moore gets the ball away to Daniel Merritt. Looked have his name put on the back of the shirt. Woodburn all goes, throws the dummy, sends Grady into a gap, and Woodburn all trying to find one himself, failing to get through. Now Grady goes from short range and almost a first try on his return with the first touch to the football. Woodburn Hall stops, checks, and then goes the dummy. Wasn't the best of passes, had to check a little bit, which is why the pass might have not come earlier. Morrell kicks to the corner, puts pressure on the wingers with the sun in the eyes, and the ball comes down. There's 4 Halifax players around the ball and it's still going forward. Well, Shane Grady didn't score on his return to Halifax, but Dan Murray did. The ball came back off a Sheffield hand, I think it was. The way it was play on, Sheffield have only touched the ball twice and they've both given possession back to Halifax as a result. Daniel Murray barging his way over from a couple of metres out. Murray's second try in Halifax colours. Well, not even 3 minutes gone on the clock yet. Halifax lead 4 points to 0. Well, Richard Markle said Halifax have been working on their attack this season, and it will bear fruit as the game progresses. As the season progresses, it's 2.5 minutes, not really any fluid attacking movement, but 2 errors off the Eagles side. With Murray a try, Tyra an opportunity to continue his march towards 1,500 points. That makes it 1,440 for Steve Tyra with that conversion. And a dream start for Halifax from the kick-off. The ball from the scrum and the error. The Eagles find themselves kicking off for the second time in 4 minutes with Oscar Thomas looking for the same mistake from Halifax as Ashworth committed for Sheffield, but Grady managing to reach forward and collect the balls, tackle just outside the 20 line. Murray's the dummy runner. And the Eagles tackling in numbers, but Tyra staying on his feet, so a quick service from the play, the ball as Halifax up to the 40. Messing about the play the ball, but Halifax get up and continue, and Eagles Murray again up to halfway. James Clare with a good run, and that's it, carrying the ball up. Fleming takes it over halfway. The referee signals the last tackle, so we'll go back to Morrell for the kick, and he looks for space in between fullback and winger. Ryan Miller goes back to collect it, and Miller came through the under-20s Eagles setup. He's tackled 9 metres out from his own line. Gary Lowe. Well, you know what you're going to get with Gary Lowe. And down, straighten up towards the defence. Matt James, now the Eagles captain, who spent some time with Halifax on loan a few years ago. Making the tackle, and Eagles struggling to progress, just get beyond their own 40, so they'll go back to Thomas for the kick, and Thomas kicks straight down the throat of Will Sharp, who stops it with his foot and sets off back on the counter attack, and is eventually put down by Corey Aston as Saltonstall takes it over the 40 for Halifax. Halifax making the meters 10 at a time, getting back into the Eagles half, with tackles in the bag. Fleming takes the ball from Morrell, takes it on another 10 metres. Referee making sure the Eagles players are back onside. That's a straight pass picked up well by Tyra, puts it out the back, and Woodburn all little could do with 3 defenders around him, and he goes down. Last tackle midway between the 40 and the 30. Back to Morrell for the kick again. Testing the Eagles defence, but no problems. Halifax with a good chase onto Gary Lowe. Eagles over the 20. Halifax sending numbers in defence, and back with the forwards. Hofferdal came from the Broncos, international, the Australian, played with the Tweed-Head Seagulls in Australia. Oscar Thomas, another man who's spent time in London. Halifax hanging off a little bit there, allowing Leeds, the prop, to go back inside, and Sheffield with the first time inside Halifax half with the ball in hand. Aston kicks the ball away. Saltonstall is under pressure, takes it well, tries to get up and get the ball back on a counter attack, but Gary Lowe puts him down. Ed Barber slips the first tackle and the second and the third, and Ed Barber is eventually put down by Matt James, but a head-high tackle, says the referee. James Clare coming across again, looking for work. He missed most of last season, did James Clare, while he was at Lee, but he came back for the playoffs and scored 6 tries in 8 games, I think it was, or 7 games. It's a prolific try scorer at Bradford Bulls the season before, returning to Cass, where he started his professional career after playing for Loch Lane. Fleming driving it forward, that's a tackle by Fossard, almost lifting Fleming too high there. Moore gets it away, and off goes Murray again. Murray with the full back to beat, driving towards the line. Woodburn all outside him. Might have been better to pass, but Halifax are putting the pressure on again, with Morrell taking the ball and cutting inside. Last tackle. Will Sharp is going to kick through for himself, and Will Sharp has just knocked on in an effort to get the ball back there. Perhaps the conditions might have been to do with that, the ball slip it, but it comes back off an Eagles defender again, and Halifax almost benefiting off another Eagles indiscretion. Come out to the 10 metre line, play the ball, Spedding on loan on dual registration from St Helens, as is Jack Ashworth and Matthew Lees in this Eagles side, and with Lowe on loan and Corey Aston on loan from Castleford. Aston kicks, it's bounced off a Halifax player. Will Sharp try and get away from the chasers. Aston chasing his own kick. He's got the Eagles into half of the field. James Clare coming in again, looking for work, trying to give the forwards a breather. Simon Griggs goes on his own. Matt James Looking a little bit high again, but getting away with it. And here goes Murray again. Already proving invaluable in the opening 10 minutes of this game. Bernal gets it to Grady. Grady with the pass to Tyra. Tyra outside to James Clare. Clare fancies a touchline, but left the ball behind him. I'm not sure if he tried to put it down, drop it down onto his foot then to get it behind the Eagles' defence. Halifax spending a great deal of time in the Eagles' half of the field, which will please Richard Marshall. And also the Halifax supporters still only 6 points to show. Would have been 12 if Will Sharp had been able to get hold of that ball from his own kick through. Almost a lost ball there from Joshua Toole. And the Pritchard Mounties, from which Mitch Cullen and Adam Tangata came from. And Gary Lowe catches Halifax defence offside. So first penalty for the Eagles, and Aston launches it into touch on the near side of the field, and the Eagles will get the first attack with 6 tackles in the bag, 35 metres out from the Halifax line. Miller gives it to Lees. Fozzard in an acting half. Fozzard again, this time turning left to Oscar Thomas. Thomas to within 10 metres. Fozzard waits to get the ball away to the supporting runners. Good tackle by Griggs, but the ball still comes out. Featherstone's still allowed to move forward with Kieran Moran, who's tackled 7 metres out. And Halifax have given away another penalty. And the Eagles with another 6 tackles. Fozzard looking at the options. Gives it to Aston, and Aston gets the ball away to Ashworth. The St Helens trio was on dual registration with Rochdale 2017. Offload to James from Ryan Miller, the full-back. Miller stepping out, and Fozzard going on his own, but too many bodies around the line to let Fozzard get over that easy. And Achilles heel for Halifax last season. They play from acting half, and that's good place to play from Corey Aston rather. Halifax thought the long pass was going out, and they were undone similar style last week when Ridyard hit Connor Farrell with a perfect pass. Aston doing the same for Jake Ashworth, and the Halifax defence was sliding out as Ashworth turned back inside. We would expect Oscar Thomas to work from under the post. First choice kicker, of course. Aston will probably stand up in if needed. And Oscar Thomas makes it 6 points all. Three goals last week for Thomas in the defeat at Dewsbury. That's a long kick, that could go too far. Well, they benefited again from the kick off Halifax. Morell's kick looked to be going too far, but seemed to drop at the last. It confused the 2 defenders who were stood there, and Halifax get the ball back again from the kick off. Won't be as near the Eagles line as it was last time when finished up with a scrum 15 metres out. Oscar Thomas struggling to get it off the ground, and Dan Fleming will take the inside pass from Woodburn Hall and drive it into 3 Eagles defenders 22 metres out. Halifax looking for a quick reply. Woodburn Hall gets it away to Tyra. Nowhere for Tyra to go as they force him towards the touchline. James Clare inside to Thomas, and Thomas quickly offloading to Fleming, who just quick runs off for Fairbank, and Fairbank tries to offload, and Dan Merry can't pick a slippery ball up off the floor. Halifax wasting the opportunity they've been given by Sheffield. Getting possession back 15 metres out from their own line. The other side being tempted by replacements yet, maybe thinking of saving replacements the longer the game goes on. Conditions make for hard work in the second half, tiring the players out running on the conditions as Fozzard goes from acting half and gets over halfway. Halifax almost caught out, need to get them quickly so they don't give a penalty away. Offerdall takes it up to the Fortet, good ball back inside. As Matthew Lees again trying to take the inside line, but Halifax make the tackle. Oscar Thomas puts the high kick up to test Will Sharp. He's got men running down on him, but Sharp comes up with the ball away from Aston, and Will Sharp making sure that he's far away enough from the Halifax line not to be pushed back. And the Eagles look to be way offside then, but referee letting play continue. Griggs away from Oscar Thomas, who needed assistance from a couple of his teammates. Well, that's a high tackle. That's Matt James again, is it? Well, that's 2 offences from Matt James, and looking to get away with another one which looked high. Halifax will be glad of the kick to relieve the pressure somewhat as Morell puts it out on the 40. Halifax quick to get it back into play. Fleming, a big attempted charge there by Matthew Lees. Fleming eventually falls. Fairbank up to halfway and just beyond. Brandon Moore, Marine support on his right hand side. Morell to Griggs, Griggs to Ed Barber, and Barber still pushing forward, attracting a number of defenders to him, but Barber has done extremely well and he's still driving forward, and the Sheffield Eagles having all sorts of trouble there putting Ed Barber down. He made 10 more metres than he probably should have been able to. Woodburn Hall steps out of one tackle, gets away from a second. Woodburn Hall left the defence. Well, the Sheffield Eagles defence left, standing lead-footed while they waited to see what James Woodburn Hall was going to do with the ball. And Woodburn Hall tucked it under his arm, stepped a couple of players, pushed the first one off with a big see you later initially, and then stepped through the defence. And James Woodburn Hall, who made the break into the first team at the London Broncos as a halfback, was showing his worth in that area of the field. With that try conjured up out of nothing, the Eagles defence really just looked just to be waiting to see where the ball was going to go. And Woodburn Hall was going nowhere. So he took it under his arm, went over and reclaimed the lead for Halifax. Halifax 10, Sheffield Eagles 6. Approaching the midway point of the first half. And Tyra puts over a second conversion. Back where we were, with a 6-point Halifax lead. 12 points to 6. Thomas will restart for the Sheffield Eagles when he manages to get the ball to stay on top of the kicking tee. And the wind increasing in strength. It looks like it's going right to left, may favour Halifax in the second half. Woodburn Hall gives it to Will Meyer, and that's a great charge from Will Meyer over the 20, replacing Daniel Merritt. Halifax have made 3 replacements, and here's another one in Elliot Morris, who the Eagles are having trouble putting down. Ben Kay also on for Halifax, gets the ball away, and Fairbank and a fend off the Eagles players, and the Eagles are finding it very difficult to pull Halifax ball carrier down as Ben Kay gets it away to Morris, and Morris again causing problems trying to get the offload away. Kay gets it to Morrell kicks into the corner for Salt and Salt to chase. Well, I don't think he's going to beat Gary Lowe, but almost kept the ball in the field of play, made Gary Lowe run it out of the in-goal area, and Gary Lowe was taking the tap on the 10-metre line there rather than the 20. Gets to the second attempt, makes 7 metres. Sirens racing past the ground, and the alarm bells must be ringing a bit for Mark Aston as he watches his team struggle in defence to put down the man with the ball. Several Halifax carriers, basically Ed Barber, Dan Merritt, may have just come on, 1 or 2, always all keeping going until the tackle is eventually made, and the Eagles defence finding it difficult, but the attack is going back towards the Halifax line now. Aston moves into acting half, Ashworth gets it away to Thomas, and Thomas to Matt James, who's put down, loses the ball, and it's a knock-on under pressure from Meyer and Fairbank. Another Eagles error to concern Mark Aston. Drinks being brought on for both sides. Long breaking play. Expecting you want to get onto it, and it's scrappy behind the scrum. But eventually Halifax scooping up the possession, but not getting any easier. Affordall with a tackle. Salt and Sol coming out of defence. Salt and Sol looked to have been taken high there, and he was dumped to the ground on his back. Will Sharp sets the ball into the tackle, but it needs 3 Eagles defenders again to make sure the tackle's complete. Ben Kay had Meyer running with him, just couldn't get the arm free on his change of direction in the tackle. Last one back to Morrell for the kick. And Morrell looks for space. The Eagles, Blackmore getting back to the 20-metre line for the Eagles. Halifax hitting Joshua Toole there as he tried to get some ground for his teammates. And Mark Affordall off the field, replaced by John Magrid, and there's an error from Corey Aston. And I think that was as much of the pressure that was put on him by the Halifax defence charging up to his own inability to secure the football. Corey Aston, product of the Eagles Colt side under his father, went to Leeds in 2017 but found himself playing most of the time at Featherstone as James Clare comes inside. He's certainly not shy of the work, isn't James Clare? There's a penalty being given there. Against Nabil Jalout. French internationals been around a lot of the French clubs. Centre step Pierre Lesignan Paula, one appearance for Catalan. Maya taking the ball up to the Eagles defensive line. Woodburn Hall skips past the first two defenders again and upgraded, overrun the option of the pass. Halifax looking to put the pressure on again. Jacob Fairbank did well to keep hold of that. Morell. Will Sharp has managed to juggle it backwards. Well, cold fingers and slippery conditions, losing ground. Halifax says Morell fires it out to Saltonstall, but I don't think he was supposed to go to him. It was dipping when he got to the winger. He missed out Griggs and Barber. Fell at the bootlaces of James Saltonstall, who was already moving forward, tried to pick it up, knocked it on. So Halifax at 12-6 with 14 minutes left in the first half. Looking the better of the two sides so far. Too many errors from the Eagles. Halifax have made errors of their own. Gary Lowe pushes the first defender away and then gets ragged to the ground just inside the Eagles 40. Nabil Jalout stopped on halfway. Short ball is to John Magrin, and Magrin gets the Halifax 40. Let's push back a metre. Fozzard gets it away to Matthew Lees, but Lees is hit hard by the Halifax defence. 40 number. Referee singling the last tackle. Halifax scrambling back, and Oscar Thomas's kick is not going to trouble Halifax as Saltonstall just shepherds the ball over the dead ball line and comes back, takes the tap on the 20 and then gets it to Griggs and a hospital pass, and Halifax have given the ball away and given Eagles a chance to get themselves back into this game with Leeds 15 metres out. A dreadful pass and a dreadful error for Halifax, allowing the Eagles to put pressure on again with Jalout tackled 8 metres out. Halifax standing on their own try line, clinging to a 12-6 lead at the moment. Aston gets the short ball away. Halifax made the tackle on Matthew Lees 3 metres out. Is it Lees? There's Jack Ashworth, the second row. This is Lees, and Lees has nowhere to go. Halifax just watching him run around. You're not going to get a try scoring pass normally off a prop forward, and so it proved as Fozzard goes for the line again as the snow starts to fall. Fozzard held up, the ball still in the playing area side of the white line. Aston puts the kick in, and well, somehow it's just helped over the dead ball line by James Clare. Didn't look like it was going to make it, and the Eagles defenders were ready to pounce. They'll be forced to drop out, which will allow Sheffield. Let's see. Big kick from Tyra. Thomas inside to Lees, and Lees charges the ball back in, and Morell Gets him at the second attempt with Salt and Stall as he tried to drag him towards the touchline. Matt James into Griggs and Barber. Morell around the legs. Fozzard. Magrin almost losing possession there. Able to secure it enough to get the second pass away. Jalute almost dazzling Halifax defence there, looking at the option of the pass, but Halifax putting him down eventually. Aston close to the line. Halifax managing to make the tackle with Aston inches away from the line, almost sliding over. Last one of this set of 6, and Aston looking for the penalty. It's a kick through, and Halifax, well, Fozzard impeded there by the referee, I think. So the Eagles supporters, Scott Morell's calling for attention. I think just to give his players time for a breather, Scott Morell. And the medic already on that side of the field. Brandon Douglas ready to come on for Halifax. I'm sure it won't be as a replacement for Scott Morell. He's getting back to his feet. Just enough time, I think, for the referee not to become suspicious of Scott Morell's tactics there. And Tyra gets high on the ball again. Gary Lowe underneath it. And Gary Lowe has as much power as a prop forward, the PNG international. No sign of the other PNG international so far this season, Menzi Yeri. Looks like he might not be played too many games this season. Perhaps he was finally taking a toll on him, although he's not going to give up playing that easy. Fozzard gets the ball away to Magrin, and Magrin inches away from the line, as Aston was not so long ago, and Aston fires it out. Eagles keep it alive and coming back inside. Is Ashworth, who was eventually put down. Last tackle signalled by the referee. Will it be another kick through? Thomas will kick it through, and Ed Barber will be forced to put it out of play. So the Sheffield Eagles will earn a third drop out from under the post, as the clock says 9 minutes to go, with Halifax leading 12-6. And under all sorts of pressure, Brandon Douglas on to replace Jacob Fairbank. Tyra again gets his kick to the 40. Gary Lowe a metre in from touchline, tackled by Barber and Morell. How long can Halifax withstand this Eagles assault, as Lee's Spedding rather put down. Jalute 11 metres out. Fozzard to Matthew Lees, 7 metres out. Halifax defending on their own line, as they have done for the last 10 minutes. Fozzard, not for the first time, going on his own from dummy half. Last tackle signalled again with the Eagles a metre away. Aston, will he kick through again? He has done, but Tyra able to take the ball, and this time Halifax will surrender. Another kick out, another drop out under the post. Well, Tyra went down on the ball, had to get up and play it, and the Eagles were there to push him back over the line. Tyra limping back under the post. Maybe some sort of damage. I think Morell was going to take the drop kick there under the post. It's Simon Griggs this time that's calling for attention. And a real slow flurry begins across the Shea Stadium. Tyra, good kick again, and Tyra's kick has gone straight out on the full. Halifax, first 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes belong to Halifax, but the last 10 or 12 has belonged to Sheffield. It's been all Sheffield with possession. Still 12 points to 6 down. Halifax defending. Aston trying to go on his own, wrapped up by Grady and Morris. Thomas running across the defensive line, and Miller's in from full back, and Barber all over him with Simon Griggs. A chance again for Fozzard, who's put down close to the line yet again. Well, top marks for determination from Fozzard, who's tried on every one of the one of the last sets to go from acting half, and an Eagles penalty for being offside when the ball's played 5 metres away. Halifax supporters think he's a bit petty. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left, and Halifax have defending the 5th set of 6 on their own line as Magrin drives it forward. People scurrying out of the snow, and the ball is bundled forward by the Eagles defence, and Will Sharp gets second with what looked like a high tackle according to the supporters behind the posts. And another mistake from Sheffield gives Halifax possession. Halifax won't be in a rush to put this scrum down. They'll be mustering all their energies from the defensive efforts, trying to just make the ball safe, and hopefully realise the errors of the ways when Saltonstall ran it out from the tap on the 20, and Halifax gave possession away off a poor pass. Spent the whole time since then defending back-to-back sets from the dropouts. And they're looking to just drive it up now as James Clare comes in off the wing. There's 3 defenders there, and they've had all sorts of trouble putting James Clare down. He's a big man, is James Clare. Ben Kay makes it out to the 30. Meyer drives it. Oh, that's a tremendous drive by Meyer up towards halfway. Saltonstall. The bounce off the players. Magrin checking his jaw there. I think there was some contact. Ben Kay kicks it down to Miller, looking for the error, and Miller allowed to run it back, and Ryan Miller almost catching the defence there as Scott Morell, Halifax captain, makes the tackle. Gary Loke goes from acting half, gets dragged towards the touchline, but Halifax aren't going to get him out that far. Oscar Thomas inside to Jake Spedding. Thomas again to Matt James. All the players seem to be unaffected so far by the snow that's falling around them. Over the 40-metre line. Last tackle signal by the referee as Ben Kay gets up. Back to Oscar Thomas. Good pressure from Douglas, forced into the snap kick, and well taken by Saltonstall, who's beaten by the conditions before being put down by Matt James. Will Sharp was pirouetted through 2 defenders there, looking for the quick play. And the Eagles offside. Stepping in front of the referee, but Halifax just playing to the whistle as Morris takes it up 5 metres from halfway. 3 minutes to half time. Shane Grady driving the ball up. Woodburn Hall. Little kick through. Ryan Miller waiting almost till the ball has stopped before he's tried to pick it up. And the snow getting worse, blowing all the way back up to the back of the stand with the wind that's swirling around the shade. Josh O'Toole, the Australian, gets to the 40-metre line, and Douglas will do Meyer the tacklers. Meyer there again. He doesn't have to run as far as he is with Meyer. He's just a very big man. Looks like telescopic arm. He just reaches the arm out and made the tackle. And there, another error from the Sheffield Eagles gives Halifax possession. Appalling conditions. The snow starting to settle on the sheer pitch, patches of white appearing all over the ground. There's most question marks over whether this match will go on at the start of the day, but the water seems to have been dried up around the touchline. And in fact the touchlines have stood up very well. The touchers is running up and down them. Simon Griggs pushes Jalut away. He has reinforcement behind Will Meyer. Drives the ball up. Needs a tackle this time for the Eagles defence. Morrell to Brandon Douglas. Halifax running the forwards up, trying to wear down this Eagles defence and edging closer towards that Eagles try line. With Morris. Last tackle, 12-6, 48 seconds to go. Will it be a drop goal? Morrell chips across the defensive line, collected by James Spedding. Gary Lowe looking to take the ball away from the Eagles line. There's 15 minutes left on the clock and the Eagles 12-6 down. Halifax could have been more points in front, but then again, with the amount of possession the Eagles had on the Halifax line, they also could have been behind, as well as Thomas tips over the top with a hooter sounding, and Tyra will take the ball back up towards the Eagles line with Ed Barber shrugging off one, shrugging off two, and then falling to the ankle tap. Tyra's gone down rather heavily after offloading the ball. He'll need attention during the break. Well, he looked to come off second best when he was pushed back into his in-goal area. Players can't wait to get off the field and get inside and get into the warm. At half-time, Halifax hold the advantage after leading 6 points to 0, with Daniel Murray scoring virtually from the kick-off of Halifax. Got the ball back off the Eagles' mistake. Tyra converting, and then Ashworth finding his way over for the Eagles for Thomas to convert. Eagles levelling the score, and then Woodburn Hall slicing his way through the Eagles defence for Tyra to convert and restore the 6-point lead at half time. It's Halifax 12, Sheffield Eagles 6. Referee signals the commencement of the second half. Groundsman on at half time, trying to make the line markings identifiable. Halfway across Halifax's 40 before the players came back out. I'm sure they'll be trying to get this second half over as quick as possible. Still falling, not as heavy as it was. It could still cause problems, and the offload went away then to Ben Kay from Elliot Morris. The referee decided he already called held, and we'll come back and play the ball 35 metres out from Halifax line, and Scott Morrell will go for the 40-20, and that one's skinning across the turf. Nothing that Ryan Miller, the Eagles fullback, could do to get across to that one. So Halifax go for the quick tap off the 40-20 with Morrell testing the Eagles defence on his own and falling 5 metres short to a tackle. Ben Kay to Woodburn or Will Sharp. Stops, pushes away 2 players, has a go again, but pushing away. Barry Aston, but have some assistance. Will Meyer drives the ball up, and another strong drive from Meyer. Ending 7 metres away from the line. Ben Kay to Morrell, Morrell out to Sharp, linking up on the other side of the attacking line this time, and Ed Barber held up by 4 Eagles defenders. And 12 inch out from the Eagles line, short ball, and Morris trying to go under the defence. Will manage to pull him back, and Morris still wrestling towards that Eagles line. Eventually the referee calling held, indicating the last tackle, and Ben Kay takes the kick at the Eagles defence offside. 5 penalties in the first half. Ben Kay to Brandon Douglas, and Douglas into 3 defenders who are having a job holding him up, and Douglas will play the ball almost on the Eagles line as Ben Kay tries to duck under the defenders, still stuck on the line. Ben Kay will come back 4 metres. Woodburn all to Morrell, out to Ed Barber. Barber head down for the corner, and Barber over the line, but the wrong line it is for Halifax, and he pushed out of play. Well, I think it's after the call was held, so the referee has given Halifax another penalty to double their penalty count. 4 minutes into the second half. Rex to Morrell, Morrell to Brandon Douglas, testing the Eagles defence again. The Eagles defence lifting him and dumping him to the ground. 6 metres out, Brandon Douglas struggling to get to his feet. Woodburn all shows for the long pass and goes short to Shane Grady, who's put down 2 metres away. Woodburn all again. Well, they aren't going to give him any room this time out the Eagles defence after he destroyed them in the first half with that try. Morrell out to Sharp, surely a chance for Halifax now. Ed Barber back on the inside, and Barber gets the ball down. Looks like the Eagles defence had stopped him, but Ed Barber thinking differently, blundering the try. Had 3-4 Eagles defenders around him, but still managed to get over the line. Looked like he took the wrong option with the wind support outside him. No stopping Ed Barber on that occasion. Ed Barber's 17th try in his 55th appearance for Halifax extends the lead, gives Halifax a bit of a comfort zone at 16 points to 6. Steve Tyder will try and make that 18 points to 6. And a good start to the half again for Halifax. We'll be hoping that they can continue the domination for the full 40 in the second half. After spending long periods of time defending their own line, to credit the defence who did so well on 5 or 6 back-to-back sets on their own line. Brandon Douglas, that was a massive collision. And there's a knock on when it's left. Goodman always the man up, but Brandon Douglas, well, massive collision which took the ball out of Brandon Douglas's grasp. So the tackle was. Sheffield Eagles showing out that they're not giving up yet, with a long way to go. .34 minutes to go in the second half, and John Magrin almost getting a try then. Referee says he's held up, quite literally stood up over the line. Good charge from Magrin. He would have gone down, as most people do, near the line. Might have had a chance at that. Miller steps away from Barber, and Halifax having trouble putting Miller down. Eventually stopped. Miller plays the ball. It's a bit scrappy. Fozzard from acting half. Halifax holding him up. Halifax will want to keep the line intact after gaining the 12-point lead. Short ball from Miller to James, and Matt James close to the Halifax line within a couple of metres. Last tackle signalled by the referee. Will Oscar Thomas try a kick? Looks like it's coming. It's come off a Halifax hand into the arms of Ed Barber, and well, despite the efforts of Corey Aston, who's was the only man there for the Eagles, and a mistake again will give the Eagles possession. Severe snow flurry before half time has obviously worsened conditions, handling difficult, and particularly for Halifax, who have now made 2 errors near their own line. Now must defend again. Very low, trying to push players away after taking the pass off Spedding. Thomas gets it to Magrin, and Magrin absolutely flattened and driven back by Brandon Douglas. Jalout 15 metres out. Aston looking for runners. Miller comes in from full back, but Woodburn, Hall and Grady spotting him and taking a full back back, and well, Grady had no real chance of getting up off Miller then. That'll be another Eagles penalty, first of the second half. Lees was looking for the pass, never going to come really from a prop forward. Fozzard might go from acting half again. No, he gets the pass away to John Magrin, and Magrin's held up. Oh, that's a good tackle, and that's a knock on, but who's it against? Halifax are celebrating. And the ball will go in their possession. Came off an Eagles player before it was tucked by Halifax. Halifax will be pleased with their defensive efforts once again, as they manage to hold the Eagles out. And a couple of back-to-back sets, get the opportunity to try and drive the ball away as the snow starts to fall again. Saltonstall drives it forward, but then he's pushed back, which is something that's going to be made a little bit easier in these conditions, but not for Brandon Douglas, who takes it over the 20 for Halifax with another strong drive. Will Meyer Bob, as soon as he gets the ball there, he brought back to Morrell, and Morrell will go for another 40-20, but that one forcing Blackmore down onto the ground and receiving the ball. Bernal gets the tackle, Blackmore gets up again, Miller gets the offload away to Gary Lowe, dangerous position as Lowe gets the ball out wide, and Halifax, in retreating, managed to make the tackle. Here comes Gary Lowe again. So not getting the freedom he's used to, or was used to in the Championship last season on his return to Sheffield from the Castleford Tigers. Jalute, tackle 2 metres from halfway. Greg Burns on for Eagles, another product of the Eagles Academy side. Ball is put back for the kick, Sharp underneath it. Saltonstall going inside, should Sharp decide to pass, but not taking that option after seeing what happened off the quick play from the 20 in the first half. Halifax looking to keep the ball secure, but with a man down, Halifax have an opportunity. Woodburn Hall takes it over the 40. Eagles down to 12 men. Miller gets away with line on at the play the ball as Morrell kicks forward, and it's chased. And Blackmore has no option but to kick it out of play. And Sean Pick has only just come on for the Sheffield Eagles. There looks to be in a bit of strife as the medic tends to an injury to his left arm. The referee penalised Shane Grady for exactly the same thing that Matt Ryan Miller's just got away with. Sean Pick arriving also from Toronto, as Dan Fleming did for Halifax. Started his career at Loch Lane. Woodburn Hall stops it with his feet and then knocks it on him, trying to pick it up under no pressure whatsoever. Shakes his head in disbelief at the error he's just made. Scrum goes down just inside the Eagles 40. Jalute off the back of the scrum gets to the 40. Burns pops it up for Matthew Lees. And the Eagles get over halfway. There's a 3-man reception committee waiting. And Burns gives it to John Magrin, and Magrin sets it up to the Halifax 40. Diligent defence by Halifax, and Fozzard goes on his own, looks to get the offload away and does, successfully to Joshua Toole. It's the last tackle, Eagles 15 metres away. Fozzard kicks through. Morrell takes it in the in-goal area and manages to bring it back safely into the field of play. There's James Clare coming inside, looking to take the ball away for Halifax, making 7 or 8 metres. Eagles stepping off the line very quickly in an effort to keep Halifax in their own quarter of the field. Saltonstall drops the shoulder, gets over the 20. Morris gets up to the 40, last tackle, maybe looking for Morrell perhaps for a 40-20. Well, he's got the kick away, but it's not anywhere near a 40-20. It's going to bounce in front of Blackmore, and Blackmore will begin the counter-attack but be caught by Grady, Woodburn Hall and Brandon Douglas. Good ball from Burns, quick service to Sean Pick. who served a 2-year ban with Sean Pick. But looks like his afternoon's over, leaving the field, struggling with that injury which he sustained to the left arm earlier in the second half. Halifax looking to make changes again. 4 of the replacements up on the touchline, watching to see what happens here as Miller links onto the pass but drops the ball, and Will Sharp picks it up for Halifax, and Will Sharp begins the counter attack, gets away from one, and Will Sharp gets to the 20-metre line. Good return from the error. Morris. Halifax making changes. Tired bodies looking struggling from the field in Brandon Douglas and Will Meyer. Making a major contribution to Halifax's efforts this afternoon as Morrell kicks through looking for a bit of space. Miller in the muddy area in front of the post, he picks it up and returns it 10 metres, 12 metres back away from the Eagles' try line. Blackmore going in off the wing. And Gary Lowe, missed by Shane Grady on a grab, but plenty of numbers waiting on the Eagles' 40-metre line for the PNG winger. Joshua Toole making good meters up to halfway. Burns kicks it forward. Will Sharp goes down on one knee to make sure picks the ball up safely. 17 minutes gone. Halifax still retaining that 12-point lead at 18 points to 6. Sheffield had some pressure on the Halifax line, but Halifax defence doing really well again as Salton Stall takes it forward to the Halifax forte. Brandon Moore to Daniel Merritt. Merritt carrying it up to the 3 Eagles defenders. The 2 needed to finish the tackle, but Merritt has given a knock on, but there's an interference there from Lees, causing the problem as Merritt tried to get up and play the ball. Play for more injured players to receive attention on the Eagles side. Carriers on. Clear skies for the moment. Considering the conditions, the pitch has held up reasonably well this afternoon. Will continue 5 metres inside the Eagles half. Halifax trying to push Sheffield off the scrum there. Almost succeeding, but it didn't look like the ball had been put in. Referee having words. It's a big hit on Nabil Jalout. Grady's still down. It's just all this trying to get up is Shane Grady. And a big collision just inside the Eagles half. Shane Grady like a Whitby crab as he leaves the field. the field, but they have to take every precaution. No play resuming. Possible motivator for Sheffield, perhaps, for the injured Frenchman that's left the field. Halifax defending again. I'm going to be careful not to give a penalty away there. Griggs and Fleming taking a long time to get up. Griggs in again with a tackle. Referee signals the last one of this set. The ball comes off the supporting Eagles player, picked up by Ed Barber, and Barber driving 3 Eagles defenders back as he makes his way over the 20. All sorts of mentioning about going on now, holding on far too long there, but the referee allowing Sheffield to get away with it as Dan Fleming charges forward, and Halifax forwards driving the Eagles defenders back and threatening to burst through the tackles as Griggs takes it up to halfway. 3 men waiting for him, looking for the quick play the wall. Brandon Miller ran into a player that was in an offside position there, making no attempt to retreat. Woodburn Hall is away from 2, and Woodburn Hall might have got further, but the conditions causing him to slip. Last tackle with Morrell kicking off the outside of the foot and not troubling Miller, the full-back. That ball goes over the dead ball line. Eagles taking it away from their own line. Blackmore going inside looking for work. The Eagles given a penalty. Penalties levelled up at 2 apiece for the second half. Burns away to Magrin. Magrin put down 22 metres out from the Halifax line. Into the second half of the second half with the 19 minutes to go. Ball offloaded in the tackle. That ball to Matt James allows him to get to within 12 metres of the Halifax line. Down eventually. Burns to Aston with a drop-off ball, and Magrin looked like he'd thrown a punch then, but referee seen as a handoff. Burns close to the line. Magrin try and get over the line, but there's 4 defenders keeping him away from it. Aston juggling with the ball, and Matt James managing to take the ball and launch himself in a downward trajectory at the line to make sure he got over. The Eagles captain going over. A short pass, looking to get that ball because the previous one to Aston wasn't the best. He had to juggle with it before he got it away to his captain. Nobody there to stop Matt James scoring the Eagles' second try. Aston taking over the kicking duties. Failed with a kick, so it stays at Halifax 18, Sheffield 10. So the Eagles still needed to score twice, not beyond the realms of possibility with 17 minutes still to go. Halifax perhaps were a little frustrated seeing the penalty decisions that they may have had not being given, and Morell's kick drops into the hands of Fozzard, who gives it inside, and Halifax are there to tackle in numbers on Lees, brought on dual registration from St Helens. Blackmore gets over halfway. 16 tries in 24 tries in 2015, while a Featherstone player in 16 games, so knows where the try line is, but not an ideal day for wingers. All four of them seeing plenty of the ball though, plenty of carries from them, as Offerdale gets up and plays it. Ball to Miller, who looks for a gap, and Morell bundles him towards the touchline, and that's great defence from Halifax. Got Morell leading by example, forcing Miller towards the touchline. Nothing Miller could do about it. There was an extra bit of help there from Ed Barber, I think. That's the sort of defensive effort Halifax need to show the Sheffield Eagles that they're not going to give in that easy just because they've conceded one try in the second half. Saltonstall into 3, and they'll push him back because all 3 were Eagles forwards. Meyer driving the ball up over halfway. James, the last man up from the tackle. Fleming takes the ball from Brandon Moore, and Fleming trying to go backwards towards the Eagles' lines as he takes it over the 40. Brandon Moore, and Griggs back on the inside, and Griggs gets it away to Barber, and Ed Barber is still 100 metres towards that line. Well, they've managed to stop him this time. Will Meyer gets away from 2. Will Meyer still trying the hand off. Halifax in the Eagles' red zone. Morell turns it back inside to Barber, and Barber put down 4 metres away from the line, so fallen awkwardly. Looking to Lowe's lost the ball. Ed Barber was wondering why he was on the ground and the Sheffield Eagles were playing the ball from in front of him. That doesn't matter because Lowe's made the mistake. Ball's been put down, and Halifax will get another chance to trouble that Eagles line from 18 metres out with the scrum. Hopefully he stops the clock on 14 minutes to go. The ball eventually comes out of the back of the scrum. Woodburn Hall to Fairbank. Fairbank gets the offload away. No need for it on the first tackle. And Joshua Toole allowed to swoop on it and pick the ball up. And Fairbank trying to make amends now, going into the tackle with Moore and Berry. And Fleming went at John Magrin then. Never even looked at where the ball was going. Halifax can ill afford to give cheap penalties away, which Dan Fleming did there. He looked like he had his eyes set on anything but John Magrin. Oscar Thomas back on for the Eagles as Mark Offerdale takes it forward towards the 20-metre line. And another penalty given away by Brandon Moore. Holding on too long. Fozzard to Magrin, and Fleming nowhere to be seen this time. Maya, Moore and Merritt making the tackle. Burns gets it away. Aston under pressure, driven back by the Halifax defence. 8 metres out. Burns back to now, gets it inside. There's a pass out to Offerdal from Fozzard. Eagles still 5 metres away. Burns pops it up for Magrin. He's got power but not enough to get through the Halifax defence again on this occasion. Burns out to Aston. Aston kicks through and Ed Barber picks up. Eagles trying to take it back over the line, but Ed Barber a little too big and a little too wise for that, and well, Morrell using all his coming there to make a few metres away from the Halifax line. There'll be some tired bodies out there. Another carrying the ball from James Clare, who looks like he's waiting for another opportunity. Takes it up over halfway for Halifax. Last tackle. Well, there's holding on going on there, but referee lets it continue as Oscar Thomas collects Woodburn Hall's kick, and Halifax are up, and Oscar Thomas driven back towards his own line and then out towards the touchline and almost losing the ball. So Halifax moving up very, very quickly. Joshua Toole across the defensive line but going backwards as well. Gary Lowe, 3 tackles gone. Eagles still in their own quarter of the field. Rather difficult to get out of their own red zone. And they have done now with Blackmore, who's settled it down a bit by taking it out to the 30-metre line for the Eagles. Matt James almost going without the ball there. Griggs making the tackle with Morrell on the 40-metre line. Referee signals last one. Aston gets his kick away. James Clare underneath it. James Clare eyeing up his options. There's only one, and that's run the ball back at the Eagles defence. So what a tremendous effort by James Clare, who's almost up to the 40-metre line. Saltonstall using Clare as a foil to get over halfway. Not trying to pass this time. Looked as though he might have done it at one point there. Offerdal all over him. Halifax still not getting the penalty. Leeds is offside. They will this time. And about time too, say the Halifax supporters. With the cheers of finally getting the third penalty of the second half. Been a long time coming. What can Halifax do? 9 minutes to go, trying a goal now. Might put the game beyond reach as Tyra stamps his feet down, stays on the ground but not able to get any purchase, loses a couple of metres. Fairbank to Will Meyer, and Meyer driving backwards towards that Eagles line. And Greg Burns gets hold of the legs, Magrin holding on. Daniel Murray looking for a second try, and barging his way over, and that will be the game for Halifax. 12-point lead, and soon turn into 14. Murray's gone over. 3 metres out to the left-hand side of the uprights, and what a shrewd signing by Richard Marshall to bring Daniel Murray back, looking for a calming influence. Well, he's more than repaid the faith. With 2 tries on his way back, that surely will put Dan Murray in among contenders for the man of the match. But for the defensive efforts, you could probably pick most of the Halifax side this afternoon. That try, a sign of the effort collectively that Halifax have put in this afternoon. Ed Barber doing the same when he went over. Halifax's first try in the second half, and Daniel Merritt doing exactly the same. Brute force, pushing the defenders back, taking the ball over, putting it down and giving Tyra the opportunity to make it 4 from 4. Make it Halifax 24, Sheffield Eagles 10 with 7 minutes to go. Simon Griggs leaves the field. Oscar Thomas goes for the short kick. It's left to bounce. Fairbank picks it up, and Fairbanks disappears under 2. Daniel Merritt. Well, is he going to go for an hat-trick? Well, another great run from Merritt takes him over the Halifax 40. And Kay takes a big hit, but not too much ill effect on him. So, and again, another big hit, but a little bit high this time. So there's a referee from Kieran Moran. He's actually got him for not standing square, but Moran looked to go in twice there, a little bit high, a little bit illegal, but still another Halifax penalty. 4th of the second half. 7 Eagles penalties, 6 to Halifax. Comes Will Meyer driving it up, and Meyer spins through the first one. He's put down inside the Halifax 20. Fleming showing good handling skills as Goodman looks for a second. Pulled down 6 metres away. Margaret trying to hang on a bit too long. Fleming takes the ball up, and there's 5 defenders around him, certainly 4 Eagles defenders around him, and Dan Fleming got over the line, but the referee's already called held. And there's something from an Eagles defender which doesn't please the referee, and Halifax get another penalty. Brandon Moore sent Barry back, gets hat-trick, he's charging towards the line again. The Eagles defence holding him up. Does he get it down eventually? He's held up, says the referee. Well, that surely would have made Murray the man of the match if he'd have got a hat-trick. Looking to get the play back going quickly again. Doesn't want any respite for the Eagles defence as Meyer charges it up. Brandon Moore one way then the other. Brandon Moore gets it away, ball's gone loose. Ed Barber picks it up. Ed Barber could be looking for another try. Ed Barber gets it away. Dan Fleming will get the try. It will definitely win the game for Halifax. And look at the celebrations behind the ball between the Halifax players. Well, it was almost inevitable. There was another try coming. Sheffield defence tiring and tiring as they have been for the last few minutes. Halifax launching the big men into the heart of the defence, and the Eagles just have no answer to the power and strength of the Halifax forwards close to the line. Murray and Meyer doing damage before Daniel Fleming latching onto the pass and forcing his way over. Halifax's 5th try of the afternoon. And a win on return to home soil. Tyra should keep his 100% record from in front of the post. I'll give him a 10-point haul for the afternoon. Moving up to 1,448 points for Halifax. Well, if he gets another opportunity, in the last 3 minutes that remain to bring up his 1,450 points. Very charging the ball up. James Woodburn Hall, man of the match in his favoured half-back position. This has been a close call. Dan Murray picking up his own accolade. Well deserved on his return to Halifax. Certainly a more confident, fluid performance from Halifax in front of their just over 1,500 supporters. Ben Kay takes it forward. Sheffield sliding towards a second defeat. And Halifax heading towards the first win as Oscar Thomas takes Morell's kick, gets it to Glenn Blackmore, and Blackmore has nowhere to go, and Dan Murray and Jacob Fairbank make the tackle. And there again, Murray and Fairbank with Woodburn Hall making the tackle. And Joshua Toole, Fairbank and Murray again, 3 tackles consecutive from them two. Murray making a fourth. Oh, Fairbank this time. Well, for a prop forward at the end of a game to make 5 consecutive tackles or be involved in them, it's quite an effort from the man on loan from Salford. And that kick forward by Joshua Toole. And Will Sharp not too bothered about what happens as the ball is dispatched over the dead ball line. Marshall, a much happier man this week. Halifax 30, Sheffield 10. By Tyra, Joshua Toole is down on one knee to collect it, and Eagles have 37 seconds and 5 tackles in which to post some kind of conciliatory response late in the game. Burns moves into acting half. Gets the ball away. Magrin drives it in. Eagles 8 metres away, 15 seconds to go. And another penalty levels it up 5 apiece in the second half. Eagles 6 seconds. Not much time on the clock. Aston gets the ball away. Matt James, captain, looking for the second one. The Eagles will get no more. Halifax take the 2 points after a dominant performance. Looked a bit shaky in the later stages of the first half when Sheffield were assaulting that Halifax line, but Halifax defence has shown up well again, but the attack has been more fluid this afternoon, particularly with the forwards making the meters, dominating the game all over the park. Final score at the Shea, Halifax 30, Sheffield Eagles 10.